Hey there, this is just a quick little screencast about the Elements of a Story Moodle course I created. So first we have the little welcome section. I wanted it to really feel like there was some community here, so I made a banner that kind of represented the color scheme for the class and how things were going to be sectioned out. I put a picture of myself here so students would be able to see my face and not just think I'm some type of robot. And in the welcome section here, we have a problems and concern area. We have an about this course area. So if you click on it, it just gives you a little rundown of what the course is about, and the video just kind of explains the different elements of a story that we're going to be talking about for this course. There is a Elements of a Story glossary, and this is interactive, so students will be able to add a post each week based on the topic that we're going to cover. The final assessment is up here. We have the syllabus, and then we have office hours, which is just a little chat room form. So I give the days and the times of when I will be available to do that. So this whole course has been designed with accessibility in mind. So I have made transcripts. Everything has been designed with headings in mind, and there are different colors to section out different sections, but the color is not the only thing that conveys meaning. I did want to keep it pretty simple and straightforward between topics. So if you look at setting and then you go down and you look at the other topics, the overall design is pretty much the same. There are a couple different things that are added. So like this section for characterization has a reading and audio section, but if you go up, setting doesn't have that. But it's still the basic format. Students know what to expect. I also included an overview and objectives section so students would know what they're doing this week and the goals or the objectives that they are trying to reach for. So if you look at setting, it's pretty to the point. There is a lecture section for each topic for each week. So if you click on the setting one, it just starts out with a simple what is setting, and then most of the time there will be an extra link at the bottom for students to click on if they want to learn a little bit more or develop more of an understanding of that topic. So we also have why is setting so important, the different types of settings, where to start, and each lecture will end with a basic overview of the assignments that they need to do for that week. So for assignments for setting, they will have an introduction because it is the first week of the course. So they're just going to introduce themselves doing a little short Flipgrid video. Every week they will be doing a glossary entry. So this is going to be based on setting. So they're going to talk about the setting for their favorite TV show, book, or movie. And they will add that to the little glossary. And then to get ready for their final, which is creating a story that has all the elements of a story, they will also be doing some prep work. So each week has prep work based on the topic that they're covering. So for this week, it'll be setting. For the week after, it'll be characterization. And their assignment for the week is designing a brochure, a poster, or an infographic based on the setting of a film, TV show, or book. So these are items that they must have. And then these are items that they should probably think about adding if they can. And there's a little bit of advice there. I thought this would be a really fun activity for them to do. It would really get them into setting and see how it can actually be applied to an actual book or TV show or movie. And then over here, if you look on the right, I do have glossary entries popping up. So each refresh will give a new glossary entry. So this one is backdrop setting. So it talks about what backdrop setting is, and then it gives a little example. And I thought this would be good for kids just to see that refresher every day that they log on. And then also there is a resources section for Canva and how to make a brochure on Google Docs in case students need a refresher or they're not quite sure how to use that tool. And if you scroll down to characterization, pretty much the same. The lecture is a book. It'll have little links for students to click on to get more of a better understanding. They have a forum this week to do on characterization. And then their other assignment is an interview assignment where they will interview a classmate and then decide how they want to describe that classmate using the STEEL method. I thought this was fun because students will go through interviews throughout all of their life, so they're applying what they're learning to an actual real life situation that they will go through. And the rubric's there as well, just so they know how they will be graded. And then again, they have a glossary entry and some prep work. And then this has the reading and the audio. I added audio for students who might struggle with reading, or it helps them to hear the words while they follow along. I thought it was just something a little bit extra that I would have wanted added when I was a student, so I added that for them as well. And again, they have some resources to go through. And then next is conflict. So you have a lecture book. This assignment requires students to create a comic based on a conflict that they pick. They could also create a video, and then they will post it to this forum, and students will get to decide which conflict the comic or video is based on. I thought that would be pretty fun for students to do. They have a discussion and then some glossary entries and prep work. And then if we scroll down to theme, it's a little bit different. This lecture is in a page and not a book. So it starts with a video for them to look at. And then it goes down to a podcast that I created that talks about the theme method and how we find theme in a story or a movie or a book. And I also created a transcript of the podcast just so they can follow along while they listen in case I talk a little bit too fast for them. And there's a PowerPoint with the same information in case they need another type of visual. And then I just typed out the same information here just to make sure to cover all the bases and make sure students have the best chance to learn the information. And then this video is a teacher going through the actual theme method that we are talking about, which I thought was pretty cool, so it lets them see it in action. And then again, just assignments for the week, things that they will have to complete. And one of their assignments for this week, which I thought was kind of fun, is a theme collaborative project. So students are all grouped into different sections, and they will be given a story to listen to and read. And then after they read it, they have to come up with the best theme, and they have to work together to create the best theme, determine the best theme for that story. And then they will create some type of presentation around that and then post it for other students to look at. And I thought that was pretty fun because students will be able to look at different stories, and it's not all the one same story, so it's not a bunch of repetitive themes over and over again. It'll all be something different. And again, we have a little resources tab for Aesop's Fables for their theme paragraph assignment. And then we have plot structure, and this lecture is very different. So normally when we teach plot structure, students are very familiar with the pyramid or the mountain, and I wanted that to be familiar to them. So I created a hotspot image mountain that goes through plot structure. So if you click on this very bottom one, it's going to talk about exposition or the beginning. So there's a video that talks about exposition, and then it gives a little definition down here and an example using Cinderella. So if you go all up and down the mountain, it'll lead you through plot structure. And I did put theme at the very bottom because I feel that's important to know when we talk about plot structure, because it's what helps guide the story. So I thought that was pretty important to add as well. So students have a plot diagram lesson to do this week as well. I found this on an open source site. This is something another teacher created, but I really wanted to use it because I thought students would really benefit from it. So it gives them a list of things to do. So they're going to watch a short video, they're going to read some stuff, watch some stuff, and then eventually they will do an actual assignment and they will turn that into me. And so it gives them directions. It has an evaluation so they can take a quiz and evaluate themselves if they really know the information or not. I thought this was just something really cool that students could use. And they have a Google form as well, just telling me how well they understand plot structure and if there's anything else that they are struggling with at the moment. And then for their final assessment, they have a peer review to do. So they will look at each other's stories and decide if all the elements are there, what's missing, what they might need to do to improve. And then they will include their final assessment. I really wanted students to be engaged and learn this information in a fun way. So I created a lot of collaborative assignments, interactive assignments, things that they could create to really learn because I think students tend to remember that information a little bit more when they are actually applying the information to something that they are creating. I learn really well that way, and I've noticed that a lot of students do as well. So I thought some of these activities, like creating a poster or a brochure or creating a comic, would be something really engaging and fun for them.